Hi, my name is Vanessa Lech, and I'm doing a quick live stream, informal, no hair, no makeup, don't care. Or is it no makeup, no hair, don't care? That'd be the rhyme, right? Oh, there goes a dog in the background. So anyways, I want to pop on here real quick and do a quick video about some updates that I thought were interesting, not about me specifically or my situation, but just about the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and some of their happenings that are occurring right now. They just actually found out about. There we go. U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, for any of you that are confused what I'm talking about. Okay. Anyways, okay, so basically I was watching this channel, which I absolutely love, called CCK Law. It has a longer name than that. It's a law channel on YouTube that talks about military community related news, which I just love following all the time because of that. Anyways, and it was they were talking in the video about Agent Orange cases with Vietnam veterans, but so this was something I wasn't expecting to hear about inside the video, but it was actually pertaining to something that I talked about in one of my other videos about Veterans Affairs medical records, which is super relevant to like a lot of people and myself included. And so I can't even begin to explain like all the details of how and why this is such a messed up situation going on with the records at the VA, nor am I going to try to. What I will do is after this live is over, there's limitations on how I can kind of put stuff above my head on some of these videos because of the live stuff and tech stuff and all the features. But in the description of this podcast and video, because it's going to be both, I will go ahead and link to the time date stamp of their video of where they started talking about it. And it's the 8-minute 19-second mark, and I will link to that in the description below, so check that out. But basically the quote that I'm quoting from the CCK Law video that was just released literally like 3 days ago, said that as many as 487,000 records requests remain unfilled. Okay, so to give you some context, I done a video about my own records experience and struggles with U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. And so I've got a U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs saga playlist. So, check it out. You'll see at the end of this. Well, I don't know if I can even I don't think I can put it at the end of the live stream, but I'll put it in the description of this video / podcast. Okay. If you're following along the podcast, there's many other podcasts that either are out or will be out about this topic. If you want to go to the YouTube channel, check it out there. That's fine too. But anyways, yeah. So I'm not the only one. And I was telling y'all in this video that I created that's now out, where it's called Wallpaper ? I was saying, like, I don't think I'm the only one that's having these problems. I don't think that's the case at all. I think I'm one of many, and I was talking about that in a little bit of detail. So now I know for sure I'm not the only one. That as many as 487,000 records requests remain unfilled at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. And, they're talking in the video, the lawyers, about how COVID and staffing and this and that. But you know what? There are many non-governmental organizations out there that have managed to just keep going, fulfilling their duties, their mission, doing what they got to do. And I really believe it's because they have an at-will employment system throughout most of the rest of America. And the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is bogged down in bureaucracy with all of their ineffective agencies that, and lack of oversight, departments that don't really work, and an antiquated civil service system, and all these things that just need to be like just taken away, for God's sakes. And they really need an at-will employment system in there so we can just get things moving. I ordered my dog food, the dog that was barking just now. I ordered my dog food from an online supplier, and they did have shipping issues like many other places. But let me tell you, they upsized really fast, and they are obviously operating an at-will employment system. That place is based out of Florida. It's a very business-friendly state. And, if they were bogged down, that my dog food company with the same kind of bureaucracy that the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is with regard to their employment system and their civil service system, they too would never be able to fulfill my dog food order, probably ever. And they too would probably have 487,000 dog food orders, on back order, just like the Veterans Affairs Organization has on records request right now. And, we need to start, like, at what point are we going to start prioritizing the military community and the people that are trying to serve them instead of prioritizing bureaucracy? When is that going to happen? Like, this is not supposed to be an antiquated employment system. This is supposed to be a modern day veterans healthcare and services and benefits system. That's what this is supposed to be. And that's what this needs to be. Okay, so another point I'm going to make, so this is me a quick video because I got other stuff I got to get done today, is that I was informed, and I was actually kind of hesitating to even start doing these kind of videos and podcasts, but due to my recent medical referral denial, which has now happened, I found out about it 1 week from today. I had to check the date. Today's April 2nd, Friday. I found out 1 week ago my medical referral was denied, and no one has followed up with me. And I did do a big long video last night that's recorded. It's been I quickly edited it. I didn't have to edit much though, because wow, I was like, wow, I really had a lot to say on that one. And it was almost an hour-long video, but it is worth every freaking just moment. And I'm going to do video chapters on it so that you can click through if you're on YouTube and take a listen to it. It's also going to be scheduled at some point way in the future on the podcast. I'm so backed up on the podcast right now of scheduling stuff. I got a big long to-do list of just stuff that just needs to get done on my to-do list, basically. And so, yeah, I talked about my own situation with my medical referral denial, and I'm going to be filing congressional complaint, which I tend to submit the paperwork today. I did complete the Congressional Privacy Act form last night. I'm going to submit the other documents today. I'm sure it won't be looked at until next week sometime. And then I'm probably going to be blown off by the Alexandria, Louisiana Veterans Affairs Medical Center Management, because that's, I'm sure, what they'll do. I've also noticed that, you know, this facility in Alexandria, Louisiana, some of the managers out there, there's a ton of managers. So it just want to be clear, it's not all, because that's impossible for me to interact with all. I mean, it's a lot of managers, but some of these managerial type people out there, all different types of fancy titles in the VA, basically, you know, will dodge. I've been experiencing that. They'll just dodge you. They'll dodge you if you're inconvenient. It's been my experience. And so I'm inconvenient because I'm just not, you know, the veteran that's going to be like, hey, you know, that's cool. You just pick my provider for me and just, you know, treat me like I'm a second-class citizen and it's all good. Woo! You know, no, that's not going to be happening. So I'm really an inconvenient problem for them, you know, and I'm being dodged right now, it looks like, and nobody's gotten back to me at all. And hey, you know, we're Veterans Affairs. We do what we want, right? Yeah. Okay. So anyways, one of the things I saw in a communication that had been born out of me calling the White House Hotline Veterans Experience Office, which I really need to create a banner for that because that is just such a mouthful. I'm not going to worry about it today. But anyways, it's a hotline open 24/7 with a menu you can actually get through without getting hung up on, my experience. And I got a communication from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs saying that they were not going to be accepting communications in the future via fax. And I just thought, wow, really? Like, that is not acceptable, because the reality is this organization, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, are pretty freaking horrible at communicating to begin with people that they need to be communicating with. All right. And so the idea they're going to take away an avenue of communication is just totally unacceptable, and I adamantly oppose that. And the reason I'm speaking publicly so much is because I really believe that's the only way to kind of affect change with this organization from the outside and to raise awareness about these issues. And see, I think I just heard on the lawyer video, but I could be wrong. I think I just heard them, or maybe it was another video. I've been like watching, I'm up on this. Okay. But I've been hearing that I'm not the only one that's getting this information about this fax communication avenue to be eliminated. And the reality is you have military veterans of all these different ages that have all these different abilities, skills, whatever. And so not all veterans are going to be comfortable with mailing stuff. Not all veterans are going to be comfortable with faxing stuff. Not all veterans are going to be comfortable submitting stuff online. And so like these military veterans need to be having all of their options available to them to go ahead and to be able to submit their information in whatever way is feasible for them to do so. And the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs needs to be accommodating that, because the reality is that many of these military veterans have, you know, disabilities, and they need to accommodate that. and they need to be user-friendly. And this is an organization, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, that's already not user-friendly. And to take away the fax number for military veterans to be able to utilize to fax information to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs about their situation is totally unacceptable. And that needs to stop right now. So anyways, that is my update for today. So basically my bullet points today is that currently the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs has, according to the CCK Law Lawyer video, as many as 487,000 records requests that remain unfilled. And also that the VA, I just know from my own experience in the communication I received directly from the VA, that they're trying to eliminate the fax option as an avenue of communication with military veterans in the future and caregivers or whatever, or guardians. Okay. All right. So those are my bullet points for today. And that's really my update. And I'm going to continue to do periodic live informal videos with no makeup, no hair, don't care, dogs barking in the background type deal, just so I can basically get this information out there in a timely manner. Because if I wait, 2 weeks, it could be totally outdated. I don't know. Situations could have changed by then. So anyways, if you like these videos, you can go ahead and subscribe to YouTube channel. You can go ahead and like the video. If you're on LinkedIn, you're watching this, my profile, you can follow along that way as well, to interact however you choose to. Whatever your interactions are, they're all public. If you leave a comment, if you leave a voicemail message for the podcast, it's all public. That podcast, it's available everywhere. You can listen to a podcast, okay? And I mean everywhere, all right? So if this is of interest to you, let me tell you, there's a lot more coming from this direction, all right? Because I just have so much to share. I want to keep sharing my thoughts, my experiences, and really get this information out there about relevant news as well that isn't being actively promoted and shared as it should be. Okay, thank you. I hope you all have a great day. Happy weekend for everyone that looks forward to the weekends. I work weekends, so it's just kind of like whatever. All right, bye guys and gals.